Good morning. Oh, wait, I had to drink my coffee. Let me sip my coffee. It's Saturday morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Unless you're in the other side of the world, like Australia or something, it's like Saturday night.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, Kenny, we did not talk last week.
I know. I
Like,
know.
what's up, man?
I was kind of upset. I had the technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know that. I just figured you had stuff to do,
No,
which happens. It happens.
it's spring break, so
Oh, but still, you don't. I mean, that outside of work, I'm sure you have many hobbies and lots of social life. Come on now.
Yeah. You're right. I do.
Okay, see?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't tell people that you don't. I mean, man. All right, let's go. Let's act natural. Okay.
Very busy guy. Very busy guy.
Busy, busy, busy.
Busy, busy.
So it's already the middle of, well, I don't even know. It's not really the middle of April. It feels like it's starting to roll towards the end of April.
Mhm.
And let's see, season 3, show 87. Wow.
The
That's a lot
Emperor's
of
New
shows
Clothes.
already. We didn't even get into like May yet. And we're cranking out
Whew,
shows.
right?
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, has anything good been going on in your life, Kenny?
Just rest. A lot of rest. I'm so
Yeah,
happy. A lot of rest. A lot of rest. I
that's
needed
good.
it.
Yeah, we
I
all
needed
need
it.
it. Definitely,
Yeah.
like at least a good 8 hours. But what do you normally? You normally sleep like an 8 hour night? No, I guess that's a no.
Oh, hey,
Yeah, I don't. Are
hey.
we? Hey, Ron's joining us. No, okay.
Oh,
I'm
that's
confused.
not.
Okay, yeah, I try to. I don't know. Some people don't need like a whole 8 hours, and some people don't need that much sleep. Like it depends on your like how you're built. Some people actually can
Yeah,
6 hours is it for them,
yep.
and they're good. So it doesn't. It's not. It's they say you should try to get it, but you should at least be consistent with whatever you do sleep with. So on the week off of school, you guys are definitely getting some good rest, and that's
hmm
awesome.
Trying
That's
to patch
awesome.
it all together. Couple here, couple there, couple here, couple there.
Yeah,
Patch it all.
I mean, there was a I read something somewhere that it used to be that we used to sleep like humans used to sleep like a two shift kind of thing, and
Mm,
at some point we made it one whole segment, but at one point there was a I there's a point in time where people used to get up sort of in the middle of the night, and it was like they didn't sleep all the way through. It was just like not common.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not sure why that changed. But that was interesting to read. Like, wow, people just got up at midnight and like they threw parties for 3 hours and then went back to sleep, and that was kind of like the norm. So I don't know. I thought that was
Oh,
interesting. But so yeah, so we are in board game week.
finishing it up. Finishing it up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. Uh,
Yes.
I mean, what we've there's been so much information about board game week that we can't possibly come up with any more information. I mean, we've informed the masses
hmm
about everything having to do with board games,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm,
I'm going to bring back later something that I've discussed before, but in more detail. But really, that it's been a good week as far as like it's been an interesting week as far as some of the board game information that we've talked about. So I think that's pretty cool.
yeah.
It's good to have themes. But
Mhm.
here's what we want you to know today, people. Kenny has some good news for you.
Oh, it's me first. All right.
It's
Hey,
you. Or at least
this
that's
week.
what it says.
This week, a Georgia preteen saved her brothers from potentially perishing in a fire that consumed the left side of their two-family home. Macy
Oh
Johnson
wow.
arrived home on the school bus and saw the house on fire. She ran to the door and began to yell, screaming, "The house is on fire!" One of her
Mm.
brothers were in the shower getting ready for work, did not notice the fire, and the other one was asleep above the garage. They both were able to get to safety by hearing Macy's voice. So that is a good news. She is a hero. Macy
Wow.
Johnson, a hero in Georgia.
Good for her. Good for
Good
her.
for her. Good for her, huh?
Yeah. Got more?
That's it.
Okay.
That's good news.
I was into that, Kenny.
Oh,
Oh man, the roof is on fire. Yeah.
we don't
Maybe
need no water. Let them.
I think she would have screamed that if it wasn't from like the dark ages of the 1900s. To most of us that know what that song means are probably due for a colonoscopy. But that's another story for another time.
That's deep.
Yeah. So I have some recent news.
All right.
Yeah, I decided to pull some recent news. So I've got 3 stories for you. The first one is from TMZ because I want to make sure I give credit.
Ooh, okay.
Christina Applegate was reported to have been hospitalized in Los Angeles in late March. Christina Applegate is my girl. If something happens to Christina Applegate, I am not going to be able to cope. I'm just telling you this now. It's not going to be good for me. I love this woman. So her representative did not confirm details on that. She has publicly discussed she's got multiple sclerosis, which I'm sure by now everybody knows. And she has been diagnosed since 2021.
Jeez.
And she, I think she was dealing with symptoms far before that. As a matter of fact, if you've seen, well, wait a minute, there was a Netflix show that she was on called Dead to Me. And if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. It's dark humor, but it's great. But during the filming of that show, which I think is previous to that, she was starting to deal with some serious symptoms of it. And she's previously been hospitalized for a kidney infection, and she frequently does seek urgent care. That's part of the process of what she's dealing with. Her messy podcast, and I'm not sure if you've heard that, but if you have not, her and Jamie Lynn Sigler would be Meadow from The Sopranos, both have multiple sclerosis, and they both do a podcast together discussing their life and Hollywood and the symptoms of the disease, and they try to talk to the people that have that so that they can relate, that kind of thing. That was placed on a short hiatus during this period here that she was in the hospital. So she was admitted in late March, but it's unclear, what it's related to. And her publicist declined to comment on it, said, whether it was her medical status or, the disease, or it was something completely different. We don't know, but we just know that she has been hospitalized, and that's a bummer. So hopefully everything is okay.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, and they both have books out. Jamie Lynn Sigler and Christina Applegate have books out. And you with the sad eyes, which is I'm trying to remember if that was a Robert John song. This is the weird crap in my head. There was a song called Sad Eyes, and I believe that's who sang that song. Anyway, that's the title of Christina Applegate's book. I have not looked up Jamie Lynn Sigler's book, but that's the name of it, and it is. I am waiting. I have like a library app, so I'm waiting on her book to listen to her audiobook, because from what I understand, this is like one heck of a memoir. So I can't wait to get into it when I get the book. But in August 2025, she disclosed that she was, that she was in for a kidney infection. Recorded an episode of her podcast from the hospital, because that's how she is. She's just like, set me up, give me a microphone. That's just kind of how she is. And then she was released after 7 days of treatment. So it's possible that this just could be related to kidney infection or something outside of. There's a lot of external, or we call supplemental symptoms that people with multiple sclerosis have, that the disease causes other things to happen. So it's possible that might be related. But anyway, so hopefully she's okay, get well, Christine Applegate, because we cannot, we're having one heck of a 2026. We cannot deal with that.
Nope.
So pull it together, Christina.
Please.
Yeah. If something happens to her, I'm gonna be upset. So you may or may not know about this, Kenny, but this is what's going down this week. So according to Los Angeles KABC, the family of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the 14-year-old girl whose decomposing dismembered body was found in singer David's Tesla.
Yeah.
They're going to give a public statement Monday. For anybody who does not know who David is, and I don't really know if that's how you pronounce it, David. I don't really know what the pronunciation of his artist title is. His name is David Anthony Burke. He's been an artist that he started creating music in 2021. I'm just going to give you a little backstory on him. For his Fortnite gameplay montages, he used to do Fortnite films or little, I think it's YouTube or Fortnite videos or Twitch videos, whatever it was. And he had a music montage that he would play behind it. He would create digital music for that. And then he first achieved commercial success with his 2022 singles, Ready, Romantic Homicide, yikes. That's always a title that we have to go back now and look at. Oops, that didn't age well. And Here With Me, both of those earned multiple platinum certifications. And in 2023, he released the EPs Petals to Thorns and The Lost Petals. Former charted 6 territories. And in 2025, he released his debut studio album, Withered, which peaked at number 13 on the US Billboard Hot 100. So it'll be the first time we hear from her family, Celeste's family, since he was arrested. Now, he was arrested on Thursday. I'm not sure if anybody's paying attention to any of that, but they hauled him in on Thursday. An attorney representing the family on Friday said that they plan to attend his arraignment if there's charges filed, because it's sort of like developing right now, so we don't know what they're gonna charge him with or what's happening. We just know that they arrested him. So, as well as a district attorney's press conference, right? That's going to happen there as well. And the LAPD said that the case will be presented in Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office on Monday for filing consideration, right? So, following the DA's press conference, the family's going to make their first statement outside the courthouse, and the attorney said that they may plan to fully participate in the proceedings. I guess it depends on what needs to happen when they're there. They're committed to ensuring that Celeste's voice is heard and that her memory is honored throughout this process. Patrick Steinfeld said in a statement, and that's their family attorney, they've learned that the teenager's parents and the sister will be present, right? So he was arrested on Thursday in connection with the killing of Rivas Hernandez, the 21-year-old singer, whose legal name is David Burke. Okay, he's been held without bail. In a statement, he maintained his innocence. Surprise, surprise. So his attorneys maintained his innocence, which, of course, what else would they do? Let us be clear: the actual evidence in this case will show. This is one of those cases that, like, I don't even care what happened. Like, he just should go to jail because it was his car. Like, come on now.
Exactly.
We don't have a video of it happening, but that's just about all we need in this case. But anyway, so his attorney said, let us be clear, the actual evidence in the case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and he was not the cause of her death. There have been indictments returned by any grand jury in this case. There have been no indictments returned by a grand jury and no criminal complaint filed. He's only been detained under suspicion. We will vigorously defend his innocence. That's what his attorney said, right? Okay. She went missing in 2024. And she was found in September 2025. And the story is that basically she was found in like a towed Tesla.
Yep.
So according to let's see. Yep, it was found in the trunk of the abandoned and impounded Tesla, September 8, 2025, at a Hollywood tow yard. Prepare yourself. Her head and torso were found in one bag, and her arms and legs in another.
Yeah.
If you're a true crime person, this is not going to be shocking to you, but I'm sure it's a little bit upsetting for everybody else. So I apologize. But this is what happened. It had been into the impound lot for 2 days after being found abandoned on a Hollywood street. And the towed vehicle was registered to him. Officers responded to the impound lot for a foul odor coming from a vehicle. So I think it had been there 2 days. Whatever happens, they pick it up, they bring it to an impound lot. It sits there, and then usually somebody comes looking for it, and they go through paperwork and whatever the case may be. And what happened was there were complaints in the neighborhood and from the tow yard that like they were dealing with something they couldn't deal with. That was a pretty foul odor, and so the teen may have been dead for several weeks before her body was discovered. Her remains were found a day after her 15th birthday. The thing is registered to him, so I don't know. Either somebody really doesn't like him.
Yep, or
or her, but somehow he got. I'm not sure how, unless somebody would have stole his car, but did he have a stolen car report? I don't think so. It's like,
Nope.
I don't think anybody knew anything about it until they pulled that car and looked at the registration. So, she was found a day after her 15th birthday, but she was gone during much of her 14th year. So anyway, they had months of compiling evidence. I don't know. Sometimes you could be in a Tesla and it could start doing whatever it wants to do. It all depends. So I don't know if it could be stolen. But months of compiling evidence, senior officials told ABC News that the grand jury was impaneled. They didn't play much of a role in getting to this point. Anyway, so we'll see what happens with that. Meanwhile, Lake Elsinore community is remembering her with pictures, candles, flowers dedicated to her, her memory in front of her Lake Elsinore home. And the memorial is started by her next door neighbor, Kayla Cortez. Or Kaylee Cortez. She added lights spelling the teen's name after getting news that there was an arrest after her murder. So this is all going to be developing, or probably over the weekend and into the beginning of next week. We'll find out. I mean, I don't know if he's going to go to prison or not, but they're holding him now. I think they're expecting him. They're probably expecting him to run. And to be honest with you, I would be surprised if he did.
Right.
Good morning.
He ain't running nowhere now.
Kayla. Right.
Hey, good morning, Kayla.
But I think that's why they do it. They may have detained him because they expected him to just see you later. So that's that. So, and then my last story is, sorry. What were you saying?
Her mother said that she hasn't seen her in a year, and all she knew was her boyfriend's name was David.
Right.
So there you go.
He's dating her, or whatever there is going on.
And they got the same tattoo, and they got the same tattoos.
Right.
So
I mean, I don't think that she just by accident ended up in his car and all of that.
No,
I mean,
me neither.
So the only thing I don't know. I don't know. Something happened and he didn't like it. Oh, he definitely did it. You know what I mean? I just it's that old saying from Training Day. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove, right? So that's what the lawyers are doing. They're making sure that whatever they do sticks, because if they don't, and this dude runs or he gets bailed out or whatever. So it took them a long time to grab him, but I think they were trying to make sure they had everything they needed. And then my last story is a life jacket worn by a survivor, because this past April 14th and 15th was the 114th anniversary of the Titanic.
Wow.
Yeah, I can believe that. If you believe that. But yeah, there's a jacket, a life jacket worn by one of the survivors is on sale today. It's in a first of its kind auction over 14 years after the ocean liner sank. The UK auction house Henry Aldridge. Yeah, here we go. I don't want to talk to you about that.
Why do you get him started? Why do you get him started?
Listen, we got to talk about it. It was this week. So yeah, no, there wasn't. There was room on the door, but the door wasn't heavy enough. We go through this whole thing. James Cameron, go watch his documentary and leave us alone with that. The UK auction house Henry Aldridge and Son Limited says the extraordinarily rare artifact is estimated to sell for already £250,000. That's $339,000 to £350,000, which is $474,000. So that's kind of the price. I thought that was interesting. I don't know. My first thought was, I would assume that would have been like priceless, and they would have had that in a museum somewhere. And I'm not sure why they would be selling it. You know what I mean? I would think that'd be an artifact or part of like, because we do have the whole Titanic. I'm not watching what you're saying, Ron. I don't care. So we're going through. There's a Titanic like this, like a thing that kind of tours that shows you all kinds of things about the Titanic, and so I would have thought that this would have been something on there. Now, they may have several of these. Like I'm not really sure after people were recovered and everything else, and like what they have aside, if this was one of several of these, maybe. But I'm just surprised that they're selling it. I just thought it was interesting. The life jacket was worn by Laura Mabel Frankentelli, and she was traveling in first class on the Dune Luxury ocean liner. So, I don't know. I could show you a picture of it. I do have it, but it's easy enough to look up. But it's in the middle of being sold today, so it's probably going to be all over the news. But it was just an interesting thing that I thought, wow, what are they doing with that? Like, I would have thought that they would have made sure nobody touched it and it would have stayed, pristine in behind some display. So anyway, those are my recent news stories.
All right.
So I just want to go into where you're watching us, if you're watching us at all. You are watching us live. I'm not talking to you, Ron. I'm not talking to you. You're watching us live, a video live on Kick, YouTube, Rumble, at Rhode Island Broadcasting. You would be watching us at Twitch at RI_broadcasting, and you're watching us on either X or Twitter, whichever you want to call it, at Broadcasting RI. If you want to listen to us and not look at us, you're out doing your errands or whatever, you can tune in to us audio, Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, at RIBroadcasting. And yeah, all of our social media is on our website, right? So if you go to our website, those are all of our, social medias right underneath us here. But if you go to RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net, you will see everything that I just said, including all of our social media. And you can also, try to get in on our daily Hall of, or our weekly, monthly, I really need more coffee. Our monthly going on daily Hall of Fame. Whew, that's tough. Say that 5 times fast, Kenny. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. No, listen. Okay. I'll just let y'all read Ron's comments. I'm not responding to that stuff.
You got him started.
I did not. All I did was tell a story. He got himself started. So, oh my God. So, the Going on Daily Hall of Fame, which is underneath Ron's comment, if you would just move it, is 70s bands, rock bands of the 70s, right? So here's the stuff that you need to choose from. Here's the bands that you need to vote from, right? Led Zeppelin, Queen, Rolling Stones, Fleetwood Mac, Pink Floyd, right? So Becky and I, it's just a cruel list. It's just like, how do you pick one of these? Like, I don't know. And I don't know. I know you can vote more than once. And I'm not sure, Ron, who's ahead? Is it still Queen?
You can? You could vote more than once?
I think you can. Yeah.
All
right, Kenny's voting now. You gonna tell us who you're voting for, Kenny? Because if you don't, Ron will just tell us what you did.
Exactly.
Like you did 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think Queen is kind of out in front right now. That's the last I heard. And so I don't know if that's something that you agree with or not. If you want Led Zeppelin or Rolling Stones or one of the others to be out front. Yeah. So Queen's out in front, 75%. And if, you want to, you don't like that and you want your band to get more votes, then you need to go there. That QR code between me and Kenny right here. Click on that. It'll take you straight to the voting and then vote for the band that you would like to see win. So, and the band that wins, we'll be visiting. No, I'm just kidding.
Was it Lindsey Bucking who got married this week for the 5th time? Was it Lindsey Bucking?
I don't know. I didn't see he got married, but I did see him and Stevie Nicks talking about that we're gonna do something together, some kind of concert or something. I didn't see him. I didn't see that. That must have been something I missed. And I should be paying attention, but I didn't see that. There's a lot going on, man.
For the 5th time. I think it was him.
If it doesn't work, just keep on doing it. Maybe one of the times that you get married, it'll actually stick. I don't know. But if you can afford to get married 5 times, right? Because most people can't afford to get married once. If you can afford to do it 5 times, I guess you might as well, right?
I might as well, man.
And if you marry people that have more money than you or whatever, then I guess you don't have to worry about a big long process. I'm not really sure, but or you just go, you know what? I'm so rich, I'll just give you all of this, and you can just for you to go away. Pink Floyd still has no votes. How can that be?
Wow. Well, you know what they say. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I always say, what do I always say? If you don't eat your meat, I think I did that last week. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. I mean, how can you expect to have any pudding if you
Yes.
don't eat your meat?
Yes.
I
Yes.
know. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's your vote. Try and see if you can get your band, out ahead of Queen, because Queen is winning right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it. The next thing I want to bring up before we forget is Uganda donations. We are hoping that people will take maybe a cup of coffee out of their schedule. $1, $5. These are these are conditions that they really need our help. Now every time I talk about this, Ron has to tell me which episode Becky came up with where she had gone to Uganda. So Becky had gone to Uganda for probably 2.5 weeks, and had done a lot of things out there. But she had met a lot of people in Uganda. She had talked to people about the kids there. There we go. So season 3, 51, episode 51, story time. We're looking to get some money, a little bit of money over there, because it's a lot of money to them. The main thing was that they had a school out there that they were trying to have kids sit in and learn, and the roof was missing on the school. And Uganda is in a ridiculously hot area, and kids will just be sick trying to, just have their normal classes. And these kids want to learn, and it's really not fair that they can't. And it shouldn't take much for us to put a roof over their heads on that school. So, if you can do something, a little something, you go to RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net/Uganda donations. I believe that's a / Uganda donations. So between or underneath me and Kenny here, that's the whole link, and that's the link to donate. What that, it's there's basically the same link twice there, but yeah, RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net / Uganda donations. If you're on our website, you'll see it there. And there's a good amount of information there, and there's a page. So just go there, and it should be no big deal to drop your coffee for a week. Let me just say, and most people that know me know this is one of my pet peeves. Just get a coffee maker. Get a coffee maker. Sure, it might be $40 or $50 up front, but you will make coffee every single day, and it's way cheaper in the long run than running to wherever you run and put your $5, whether it's Dunkin' or Starbucks or whatever. It's just a lot cheaper. And then you can take that money, like that $5 that you would have spent today, and easily donate it to a cause like Uganda, where this is much more valuable to them than it is to us in our first world coffee stops. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know that because I've done it. So I know of where I speak. I'm not just talking to you about it and not doing it. I have done it. So, why? Because I have a coffee maker on my counter, and I don't have to run out and grab coffee every day.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. It's domestic life. What can I tell you? So yeah, one more time, I just want to make sure. Yeah, just take your pocket change and throw it at Uganda. It's worth it, and it'll be appreciated for a lot longer than it will be in your couch cushions. So, Kenny has some history today.
Oh, and correction, it was Mick Fleetwood that got married for the 5th time.
Okay.
Good old Mick.
All right,
drummer.
there you go. That's different. That I don't know. I didn't see that, but I definitely knew it wasn't. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
What's going on, Kenny? Talk to us.
Hey, let's see. Today in history, 1775, Paul Revere tells everybody the British are coming. The British are coming. The British are coming. Oh, okay. All right.
Revolution.
Yeah, revolution. Hey, I like that little stat right there. San Francisco earthquake in 1906 kills 4,000 people while destroying 75% of the city. San Francisco earthquake. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then they had another one
Um,
in the 2000s, 90s.
yeah, yeah, yep.
Yep.
Candlestick Park. 1938, Superman first appeared in DC Comics action. The series one, dated June 1938. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
And okay, 1985, Wham become the first Western pop act to release an album in China. Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
And if you remember the song Freedom, I think.
Freedom.
No,
Freedom.
that's George Michael later. There's a song called Freedom by Wham. And that video, I don't need your freedom. That song. This is the
Okay.
useless information in my head, ladies and gentlemen. My brain is working in overtime right now. That was filmed at the Great Wall of China. Because, and in celebration of that whole thing, they went on tour over there and they did that video, I believe, at the Great Wall of China. I'm not sure if it's in black and white or not, but they filmed that at the Great Wall of China. Stuff you don't need to know and nobody cares about, but like I said, it's just stuff stuck in my head that I try to contribute or whatever.
I hear you.
Definitely not a know-it-all, I swear. It's just stuff that my brain
crap
keeps.
Song. Crap song? What the crap song? What?
Oh, well, it doesn't, whether you like it or not, it still was filmed in the Great Wall of China.
Right?
And so I don't think they share a door either because one of them's dead, dude.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, all right, yeah.
The other person will fit on the door probably fine. Andrew will be all right on the door. There you go.
All right.
Although dead people are heavier. I mean, do you want to go there? No.
Yeah.
Well, probably not. He's probably not heavy now after all this time.
Oh God! Oh,
don't mess with me, Ron.
That is today in history. Okay, right.
Today in history. That's pretty cool. I absolutely, Wham is one of those. That's my childhood, what have you. So I start hearing Everything She Wants, or that first album, all of that. Wake Me Up Before You Go.
That's my jam.
Careless Whisper, all that stuff.
Yes.
That takes me back to a specific. I'm actually writing a book about my life, and a whole lot of it has not been started yet. So it probably sounds way more impressive than it is. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write off timeline when I'm listening to the stuff from whatever time it is, because that brings back. It's like you're almost back there again, so you don't forget the details. And Wham is a large part of that soundtrack, especially in my late high school years. So, yeah, that stuff was good. And then on to George Michael and Faith and Father Figure and all of that stuff. But the first album from Wham was just right before my last year of high school, and that was the best summer ever. So, yeah. Well, we're on to the next thing, which I think is my board game story, but I can't remember because I'm not looking at the list. Yes, here we go. So, Lizzie, Maggie, I actually went and looked up how do you pronounce Magie, because I didn't want to pronounce it wrong, and it says Maggie, but I don't know if it's French, and the French version of it is Magie. And I did not want to be disrespectful to Lizzie, but I'm going to say Maggie because that's the American version of it, according to, howtopronounce.com, because, that does exist. So Elizabeth J. Maggie Phillips, she was an American game designer. She was a writer. She was a feminist, and she was a Georgist. Now, Georgism is interesting. That's a whole nother story. But she invented the Landlord's game, right? And that's a precursor to Monopoly. So the Monopoly game is not only wrongly contextual at this point, but anyway, she wanted to illustrate the teachings of the progressive era economist Henry George. And like I said, go look that up. That's a whole nother thing, right? Well, we're going to get into that. So Maggie first made her game known as the Landlord's game, popular among... What is that? Okay. Popular among friends while living in Brentwood, Maryland in 1993. McGee applied to the U.S. Patent Office for a patent on her board game. She was granted the patent number 748.626 or 7.48 comma 626 on January 5th, 1904. She received her patent before women in the United States had the right to vote nationally, right? So remember, this is a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty progressive for a woman to grab a patent at that time. So it was designed to demonstrate the economic ill effects, of land monopolism and the use of land value tax as a remedy for it, which I don't know. It's just it's funny because a lot of stuff gets so watered down that like people are playing Monopoly and they have no idea what the history of it is or anything like that. But it might be interesting to research if that's something you like to do. So originally the goal of the game was to simply obtain wealth, right? If you are a landlord, which is part of the way the game works, you're accumulating wealth, but it's kind of showing you how society works, especially back in that time, right? So in the following patents, the game developed to eventually have two different settings. One being the monopolist setup, which was known as Monopoly, where the goal was to show industries that you would own, creating monopolies and win by forcing others out of their industries. Does that sound familiar? Create monopolies and win. And then the other being the anti-monopolist setup, known as prosperity, where the goal was to create products and interact with opponents, right?
Yeah.
And the game would later go on to be the inspiration for the game Monopoly. In 1906, she moved to Chicago, and that year she and fellow Georgists, other people who followed the Georgist policies, formed the Economic Game Company to self-publish her original edition of the Landlord's game. In 1910, Parker Brothers published her humorous card game Mock Trial because she was a game creator, so she had more than one game that she created. This is her biggest credit, but she had done other things. And so Parker Brothers came up behind her and published one of her card games. And then she and her husband moved back to the East Coast of the U.S. and patented a revised version of the game in 1924. So her original patent had expired in 1921. This is seen as her attempt to reassert control over her game, which was now starting to be played at some colleges where students made their own copies of the game. So in 1932, her second edition of the Landlord's game was published by it's the Ad Game Company of Washington, D.C., and I don't think they exist anymore. But that was who did that at that time. This version included both Monopoly and Prosperity. And then she also developed some other games, including Bargain Day and King's Men in 1937. And she did a third version of the Landlord's game in 1939. In Bargain Day, shoppers compete with each other in a department store. And in King's Men, it's an abstract strategy game. So those are kind of some other things that she invented. So this is her like I said, this is her biggest thing, but she did invent other games along the way because that was what she did for a living, or that was her deal. Her game was becoming increasingly popular around the Northeast United States. College students attending Harvard, Columbia, and University of Pennsylvania, left-leaning middle-class families, and Quakers were all playing her board game. 3 decades later, after the game was invented in 1904, Parker Brothers published a modified version known as Monopoly. Charles Darrow claimed the idea as his own and said, of all things, he had the nerve to say that he invented the game in his basement. But this is, if anybody follows any kind of business or anything like that over the years, anything you think you know, you don't. It's always somebody before that person that actually did do the thing. And then the person that came along behind that person going, nobody's going to know who that is. I'll just steal the idea and say I came up with it. So this is par for the course in business a lot of the times. So McGee later spoke out against that, and she reported that she made a mere $500 from her invention, and she received no credit for Monopoly. Wow. So in January 1936, an interview with McGee appeared in Washington, D.C. newspaper in which she was critical of Parker Brothers. She spoke to reporters about the similarities between Monopoly and the Landlord's game. And the article published spoke to the fact that she spent more money making her game than she received in earnings. especially with the lack of credit that she received after Monopoly was created. And think about this: at $500 in 1904, I don't even know what that is right now. But that's a
Right.
lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
So it seems like nothing, but in 1904, that was ridiculous money. So after the interviews, Parker Brothers agreed to publish 2 more of her games, but they continued to give Charles and Darryl the credit for inventing the game. So, you know, this is how it is, especially if you're a woman, and not now, but I mean, still now for some reasons, for other things. But back then, when women weren't voting yet, and they were really typically second-class citizens and called by their husbands' names, you know, they were going to disregard everything she said. There was just no way. And so he was known as the inventor of Monopoly until Ralph Anspach, who's the creator of the anti-monopoly game, he discovered her patents. And he had researched the history of Monopoly in relation to legal struggle against Parker Brothers regarding his own game, and he discovered Darrow's decision to take credit for his invention. So there's actual. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot of money for like inventing a board game,
Wow,
right?
that's crazy.
Yeah, so think about that. It's crazy. So anyway, he discovered Darrow's decision to take credit. Somehow there was an actual documentation of him like taking credit for it. You know, they always tell on themselves, right? So despite him having learned about it through friends, subsequently Magie's invention of the Landlord's game has been given a lot more attention and a lot of research. So everything always comes out in the wash, you know.
Yep.
Unfortunately, she's not alive to see it. But despite the fact that Darrow and Parker Brothers capitalized on and were credited with her idea, because you got to look. I haven't looked at how much money Parker Brothers made on this game, but it's insanity. It's got to be insanity how much money they made on this, to the point where eventually they didn't care because the money was already pocketed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So she posthumously received credit for one of the most popular board games in American history. So I like to bring her up. I did bring her up during like Women's History Week at one point, I think, because it's something that people ought to know. Not only that she's important for creating it, right, but also, you know, the fact that you always have to kind of look twice at things like this and say, you know, I mean, so yeah, and that's a copy right there, a little copy of the Landlord's game, which kind of, and the point of Monopoly is like that somebody's taking over everything and leaving everybody with nothing, you know, and so a lot of people that play Monopoly now probably play it like not catching the point of it. The reason that she developed it was to show, you know, social monopolism, to show people taking people's land and taking people's businesses, or being so competitive that other people or smaller people have to go out of business. That's the point of that game. I'm sure though, when you're just sitting, you know, when you're hanging out with your friends on a Saturday night playing it, there's none of that occurs to you. But and it is important for me to remember that. Yes, you get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir. You gotta love that. Gotta love that Willy Wonka. But yeah, so you know, I just thought that I would bring that up again and give a little more of a description of the game. And have people go and look it up. If you've ever seen the movie Heretic, have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay, so Heretic is a good movie. It's Hugh Grant. Now Hugh Grant did all these chick flicks when in the 80s, which in early 90s, which he subsequently has said several times he can't stand. He hates all of these movies, but he had to do whatever.
Notting Hill is my movie, yo.
That's what he says. He's like, and you know, he didn't like doing all that stuff, but he had to create. You know, he had to build his career on something, and that was what they gave him. So that's what he ran with. But he does some really good like dark suspense stuff. Just like Robin Williams, you know, where like he was a comedian at first, but like he really got into some good drama stuff later, and he was really good at it. But like nobody cared until he had enough of a career to pivot like that. And so if you get a chance to see Heretic, he does a very good description of not just this game, but the concept of iterations, where somebody takes somebody else's thing and creates their own version of it, and then somebody else takes from either that version or the original and creates their own version of it, and how in the end, like, the original gets lost in translation when so many things are out there. So there's so many different versions of, and he brought up the Landlord's game and all the different versions of Monopoly that came after it, because how most people just don't look at the history of things, and how everything it's based on religion. And so, all religions kind of harken back to like one, but they all kind of split off to their own version of whatever they wanted to call it, or whatever they wanted to make changes in it, or whatever. But that was his whole reason. It's a really deep thinker, and it's sort of suspensey and kind of creepy. But the beginning of it is really good because there's just a lot of good dialogue about how everything we think we know like comes from 3 and 4 and 5 original things that we've never heard of. And so even music, how this song sounds like that song, and really this song takes from that song. So you got Queen, and then you got Vanilla Ice, and then you know what I mean. At some point, everybody doesn't know the history of all of that. They just know what they're listening to today, but they don't know what somebody went through 10 or 20 years ago that created that melody, and it got stolen from them and they got no credit for it. You know what I mean? So there we go. That's my existential nonsense for today. But yeah.
So we all know it's not the same song, okay? Because Vanilla Ice's goes ting 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 ting.
I know there's one ting missing.
Ting ting. Yeah. And then theirs goes ting 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 ting. See, yeah, totally different. That's what he said.
I'm sure that Robert Van Winkle's lawyers made a complete case out of that. But if you're listening to it,
it's the same.
Right.
I gotta. When he gave that interview, I was laughing my behind up. He said, "What? Wait, what?"
I know.
Wait, what?
But you have to understand, like, when I look back at the 80s and 90s, which is so much fun to do now, because we had no idea how bad everything was back then, and it's coming to light, like, what a nightmare everything was. When you look at Vanilla Ice or Rob Van Winkle, when you see how young he is at that time, like, his lawyers were just sitting in a room, and they said, "Nah, you're good because blah blah blah." And what did he know? I mean, what was he, 20, 19? Like, his brain wasn't fully formed yet. So, of course, he's just like, well, these dudes are lawyers. They should know, right? But so he went right on. He confidently, with his chest, went right on to a documentary, or went right into, what was it? V8? What was it? What was it that we used to watch? All these music shows on VH1.
VH1, yeah.
Right. So it's true. So it's not a matter of people that you, first of all, when you use a arrangement or a bunch of lyrics, a lot of times you will probably pull it from your own brain. So you have to go through the process of, did I get this from somewhere else? Like, is this mine or whatever? And then once you realize it's not, then you have to say, well, if I use this, it kind of sounds like this. I mean, artists are gonna do that because it sticks with people, and people are gonna buy it. They're gonna sing it. They're gonna listen to it. It's gonna make the song viral, right? And so, but then the legal part of it is, okay, let's break this down into every single note and say, who owns this? Who owns this arrangement of notes? Did somebody copyright this? Like, so it's not so much, is it the same? Because in that case, it was. But it's more like, in court, let's break this down. Like, who's really responsible for this? What some artists have done has they've just gone straight to the person who sang the song and went, hey, can we just square this away now before we even sing it? That way we don't have to go through this court thing in 5 years when you say, oh, that's mine. If our song goes crazy, like Dolly Parton and Whitney Houston, right? Whitney Houston actually went to Dolly Parton. Actually, Dolly Parton was trying to farm her song out. That's what happened. She wanted somebody to redo it, and she had a few people that she had worked with on it. And I can't remember who the record company was, but they didn't tell her like who took the song. They never told her. But she was okay with it. So in that situation,
she liked them checks. Because she liked them checks.
She did. Like, so as a businesswoman, it makes more sense to just be
Yeah.
like, yeah, put me in the liner notes. What's the big deal, right? Then
Yeah.
yeah, she gets residual checks for it. And that song went bananas. Like,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like if it doesn't
Sure.
go anywhere, it doesn't go anywhere. And if it does go somewhere, you make out. So I don't understand why in the first place they can't just, you know. But she
Yeah.
wrote it, so rightfully, and Dolly Parton is one heck of a businesswoman. She's very shrewd.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably one of the few businesswomen out there that does not play around, right?
Right. For
So
real.
most likely she probably was lawyered up to the T with that song in the first place. So they had
Mhm.
to go to her and say, "Can we use this?" She said
Yep.
she was in a car driving and she heard it on the radio. Like Whitney Houston had done it, and it was recorded and being played when she found out who took the song. And she was like, "Oh, that's not." She actually was like, "Hey, that couldn't have. That I think that's cool. I couldn't have done it that way. She did it a different way. Like I like the way she changed it." So like everybody was happy, right? But sometimes somebody will do something and go, who's gonna know? Who's gonna know, right?" And it just never turns out that way. Somebody always comes forward and goes, "That's mine." So it's way better than her version, and she agreed with that. Like she even said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
everybody, like I said, it was a win-win for everybody. But where are we, Kenny? We got something coming from you now here. That was my
Yep. I am piggybacking off of you. Thank you for
okay.
carrying me today. Thank you
All
for
right.
carrying me today. I got a couple more for you.
Okay.
I got 1, 2, 3, four of them about board games. Remember
Mm-hmm.
Candyland?
Katie
Created
Land.
by Eleanor. Candyland.
Oh,
Candyland.
Candyland. I'm like, Katie Lang, yeah,
Candyland.
but did she make a game?
Candyland.
Okay.
What?
What?
Game Boy. What?
Oh,
Yeah.
now I gotta go listen to
Uh,
that song when I'm off the air. Um,
okay.
yes, Candyland.
1940. Created by Eleanor Abbott while she was recovering from polio in a San Diego hospital. Designed as a simple, upbeat game for children suffering from the disease.
Girl power.
All
Good for
right,
you.
right. Twister,
I love it.
Twister, Twister, 1996. Originally pitched as King Footsie or Pretzel.
What
Yeah.
year?
1966.
I thought you said 1996, but I don't think that's right. I think it was before that. 66 makes sense.
1966. Yeah, retailer
Yeah.
almost refused to stock it, claiming it was too sexual.
Oh my goodness. Well, in the 60s, that made sense. Although they were just about to
Yep.
roll into that Mondo period, so that was perfect. It
Yep.
really
And it got
was perfect.
And it got popular after Eva Gabor played it with Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show.
Eva Gabor.
It's crazy. Eva Gabor. Huh?
He
The
played
Game
it
of
on
Life.
Friends. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
The
talking
Game of
around.
Life. That's right. The Game of Life, 1860, created by Milton Bradley, not as a fun game, but as a moral lesson after a business venture. Bradley designed the checkered game of life.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fun game.
There's another game nobody's paying attention to when they play it.
Yep.
I wonder
And
if anybody still does. Sorry.
I don't know. Probably.
I'll shut up.
And last but not least, Scrabble, 1930, invented by an unemployed, frustrated architect, Alfred M. Butts, who wanted to create a word game combining skills and chance. He analyzed the front page of a New York Times to determine letters frequency and assigned higher values of rarely used letters.
Love that. As a nerd, I absolutely love it. If I could do like if I could talk about a really good, like big, long, complicated word a day, I would just be really happy. I'm such a nerd. I'm telling you. But yeah.
And get points for it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should bring that back. We probably need that right now. Not to be rude, but I've been reading social media in the past 10 years, and it's not good out there. Like, there's a lot of dictionaries that are missing from people's houses. So, just saying, as somebody that's working in a school, I'm sure you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Bring back Scrabble. Scrabble would be nice. We could bring it back. It's fun, but people learn to spell. I mean, how can you go wrong? You know?
might be a genius. I'm thinking of buying Scrabble this weekend.
I don't think I'm a genius, but
oh wait.
No, you started it. What?
Oh, I think I'm gonna go buy Scrabble for the kids. Yep.
I think you should.
Genius.
Let's try to get them on the right track now. That way, like in 10 or 20 years, they're
right.
You know.
Got,
although I grew up with Gen X, and I got to say, my fellow Gen Xers, man, need to brush up on their serious grammar and spelling. They need to brush it up. It's getting rusty. It's getting really rusty out there. That's all I gotta say on that. But yeah,
Me too.
We can all play against each other on stream.
Oh, I'm down for that. Let's go.
That's actually pretty cool. I gotta remember. I gotta go over all the rules and stuff because I don't think I have it anymore. We used to have a Scrabble game, and I don't know where it went. But we used to play when I was like a kid, and I don't think I remember any of the rules and stuff anymore. But I would go and brush up on it for that. That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be real cool.
I wonder. There's a Cards Against Humanity. There's like an online game for that. So there's got to be an online Scrabble game. No.
Cards Against
we need rules. Hey, listen, you can't play games without rules. What's the point of that?
Right. Rules are made to be broken. No.
Yeah.
No.
So
gotta have rules.
Yeah, and so cool. So 4 more board games. That's pretty cool. And that wraps us up for the week. So are you ready for my little story about penguin romance? I knew that Ron was probably like,
yes, I am.
Is it Penguin Random House? What is it? I found this out this week.
I was like, what?
This is the story I got from my girls in my INTJ group, and if you're watching, here it goes. So the Kyoto Aquarium in Japan, they keep a wall-sized flowchart tracking romantic relationships, breakups, and drama between all their penguins.
Ooh, okay.
It's the cutest thing I've ever seen, right? Red hearts equals couples, right? Blue equals breakups. Purple equals complicated. Yellow equals friends. And green equals enemies. So in their little penguin thing, they keep track of everybody and what their life, their little relationships are doing, right? So Japanese aquariums, specifically Kyoto and Sumida, track the complex romances, breakups, and rivalries of their penguins using detailed wall-sized colored flowcharts. They're like, here's some affairs, here's some heartbreaks. Like, it's just cute. And it gets updated annually by the keepers who closely monitor the birds' social behaviors, their wing flapping and their nesting and that kind of thing. And so the details of it are they have purple lines, they have the red hearts, they have there's also courtship rituals that they keep track of, right? Because they pebble, they give pebbles as gifts, right? So and they keep track of all the social drama. For instance, in 2020, one female in Kyoto was noted to have broken off 6 relationships in 1 year.
Jeez.
So she was very discerning about her relationships. Impact on behavior. Heartbroken penguins sometimes refuse food and they require care from staff. So it's important in a way for them to keep them well. And then beyond aquariums, Penguin Watch uses time-lapse cameras to track breeding, nesting, and predation in the wild. Oh boy. Which helps monitor population changes and survival rates. So that's all kind of important for the survival of them, for studying them scientifically. So it's just cute. And penguins also apparently have relationships with like their caregivers with the humans. So it's like some penguins may like you, some may not. Some penguins may be in love with you. Some penguins may be angry at you. And they can actually track like the penguin's relationship with you as one of the people that feeds them and takes care of them. They actually also have like a little chart of that. So I thought that was really cute when I saw that. I'm like, I'm going to share that. So yeah, it's going to look it up. Penguin romance. I guess it's called penguins romance charting or penguins romance tracking. If you just Google that, you'll find it. But it's just it was cute. I thought that was cute. I'm like, oh my god, like that's just like there's a whole world going on there, and none of us knew about it.
Right?
And maybe some people that are into animals, and who take care of animals or might know a lot more about marine life, like probably know this. But I just didn't know, and I thought it was pretty cute. So, yeah, penguin romances.
That'd be a new soap opera.
Yeah, and you could see if you go and Google it, you'll see there'll be like a big chart, like one of their posters. You could see it where they draw lines, and they're like, this one by this name is like mad at this one over here. It's just cute. It looks like a little soap opera, you know. So yeah, penguin romances.
Let me look that up.
Yeah, it's kind of a little cute story. There's a couple of I think there's some videos on it, so you could probably like YouTube it, or like I actually found it because one of our girls shared like a reel on it, and I was like, oh my god, like this is adorable. So there's probably a few reels on it, and there's probably like some YouTube videos on it and stuff like that. But yeah, penguin romance. And as long as my stories were today, we still did not go that far over.
Right. Good job. Good job.
I'm telling you, man. I was out with Ron last week, and we were like 2 topics in, and it was an hour and a half or something had gone by. Like, what is happening? I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating just a little bit. So tomorrow you are on with Ron.
Yep.
And we're kicking off Tree Week.
Did you just say Tree Week? You say tree?
Yeah.
TREE?
Yeah. Like, I think it's because of Earth Day. I'm gonna guess, because I'm always like, Ron, why, Ron? But I'm guessing it's Earth Day because next week is like Earth Day-ish. I think the 23rd or something. Yep. So I'm gonna go with that. Earth and Arbor. Okay. So. Earth and Arbor Week. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Maybe we can. I'm gonna try to throw a guest at Ron. Perhaps I know someone or a few people in this business. So. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what you guys come up with for trees. Maybe you'll just talk about different. Ron will have a top 5 trees. Top 5 trees, and try to make you mad about which tree he picks, and you'll be like, I don't like that tree. No? Sounds fun, doesn't it? You know? I can't believe you didn't add this tree, and I can't believe you didn't add this tree. And then Ron going, I just don't like that tree. I just don't like it. So, yeah.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, so you guys are out there, or the millions of you who are watching.
True.
We'll have to tune in tomorrow and check out Ron and Kenny. And Tree Week begins. Yeah, I got to tell. Speaking of trees, the first 3 days, and because we're all from Rhode Island, you get it. First 3 days of this week were brutal. Like brutal. And none of us have our ACs going yet. It's too early.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, and so it was like too hot. It was insufferable. I can't stand it. I hate it. So my trees in the backyard they're not like fully in yet. Like, and I have a lot of shade in my yard, but in April, the beginning of April, my leaves are not on my trees like they normally should be. So it was gross because there was no shade. Whereas, like, as hot as it is in July, my entire yard's usually pretty shaded, so it's not so bad. This past week was gross because it was all sun and no shade because my trees are not finished. Leaves are not finished growing in yet. So I was like, I don't like this. What is happening here? This is unacceptable. I'm not putting my ACs in because it's too early to do it. But right around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, it got pretty brutal. You were at school, right?
No,
this past week you were out.
Spring break.
So where you live, like where your house is, were you like, was it really hot, like where you live, or like are you upstairs, downstairs?
No, we got a ton of rain. We had a ton of rain.
Did you?
couple of days. Yeah, last
Oh,
couple of days.
lucky you.
So yeah.
So yeah, today and yesterday, it's been raining like gray, which I'm fine with. I'm actually fine with because like I like 50s and 60s. I'd rather have it like that. But Monday,
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, Wednesday, we were like in the high 80s. Like it was really disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
and just like brutal, just sun nonstop. And it was like, what? Ugh, this is. I don't mind it being like in the 70s. That's not so bad, but it just went overboard. So anyway,
Yeah.
I guess you being down towards Connecticut, maybe you got a different thing down there, but lucky you, because it was gross up here. Anyway, that's my story about trees. My trees are not fully developed yet.
All
So
right.
therefore, I can't have summer until my tree leaves come in. Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I guess we're out. We will talk to you tomorrow. We'll have Kenny and Ron on doing their thing, 10 o'clock in the morning, arguing,
Tree week.
cussing each other out, causing a ruckus.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah. That's how they do.
Yeah.
They cause a ruckus. But it was nice. We had a good show. It's a good day. It's nice seeing you, Kenny.
Nice seeing you too. Nice
And where
seeing
can
you
we
too.
find you, Kenny? We'll find you
right here on Rhode Island Broadcasting.
RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. You can find Kenny. He's always here. Like if you come here at 5 in the morning,
yeah,
he'll still
all
be
right.
here.
I'm always. Yeah,
He'll
I'm
just be
always
sitting here.
Just sitting here.
And yeah, you can find me either on Facebook where you're already seeing me, or I'm trying to find. I don't know where I put my notes. So like I know you don't know always know your social stuff off the top of your head, and so I don't. So therefore, I probably don't deserve to tell you where I'm at because I don't know where it is. But it's Lana DJ Lana Williams at Facebook. I think it's DJ Lana Williams on Instagram, and it's definitely Lana Williams, or it's Lana Lee Williams. No, it's Lana Williams 8668 on YouTube. And so that's where you can find me right now. And of course, at some point before May 1st, we'll get a podcast done, and that'll be nice. So I'll have one out by then, hopefully. But in the meantime, you guys have a great Saturday, and time for some breakfast, and let's get out there and enjoy the day.